Students, in this video we shall read what the narrator thought when she sat in the train and how she behaved. In a train back, I saw Mrs. Dorling in front of me again as I had the first time I met her. Now the narrator was thinking about Mrs. Dorling. She thought how she had met her for the first time. Now she remembered her first visit with Mrs. Dorling. It was the morning after the day my mother had told me about her. As the previous night, her mother had told her about Mrs. Dorling, that she was her an old acquaintance and she was taking their things for safekeeping. I had got up late and coming downstairs, I saw my mother about to see someone out. That morning, the narrator got up late. She awoke late, and when she was coming down the stairs, she noticed that her mother was going to see someone off out of the house. A woman with a broad bag. She noticed a lady having a broad bag. There is my daughter, said my mother. She beckoned to me. The narrator's mother asked her to come. She made a gesture to come to her and told Mrs. Dorling that she was her daughter. The woman nodded and picked up the suitcase under the coat rack. The woman, that is Mrs. Dorling, nodded in positive in accepting that she had known about her. She wore a brown coat and a shapeless hat. At that time, Mrs. Dorling had worn a brown coat and a hat that was shapeless. Does she live far away? I asked, seeing the difficulty she had going out the house with the heavy case. The narrator asked her mother if she, that is Mrs. Dorling, lived a long distance away. She noticed that she was feeling difficulty in carrying those heavy things. In Marconi Street, said my mother, number 46, remember that. The narrator's mother told her that that lady lived in Marconi Street and the house number was 46. She asked her daughter to remember that address for future. I had remembered it. The narrator says that she had remembered that, but I had waited a long time to go there. However, the narrator had waited long to visit that place. Initially, after the liberation, I was absolutely not interested in that all that stored stuff, and naturally, I was also rather afraid of it. After the war, when the war was over, the narrator herself was not much interested to see and bring her belongings, as there was no one left beside her in the family. Her mother had passed away, and so the things were not so precious for her now. Afraid of being confronted with things that had belonged to a connection that no longer existed, which were hidden away in cupboards and boxes and waiting in vain until they were put back in their place again. The narrator says that she was afraid of being face to face with those things that had a good memory, that had a pleasant memory, but now that memory was no more, her mother was no more. Those things might bring back the memories of her mother, her family, and so she thought that she should not see those things. She thought of those things that they had been waiting in cupboards and boxes until they were brought back and were set to their places once again, which had endured all those years because they were things, and they had endured, they had lived all those years because they were things, they were not human beings, they were things, so they had endured there. But gradually everything became more normal again. Slowly, one by one, gradually the things became normal and bread was getting to be a lighter color. Now the bread that they earned was getting a lighter color, means they were earning the bread now naturally. There was a bed you could sleep in unthreatened. She had a bed and she could sleep on that bed without any threatening, without any fear. A room with a view you were more used to glancing at each day. And she had only one room and she was accustomed to glance those things and that room every day in the same way. And one day I noticed I was curious about all the possessions that must still be at that address. I wanted to see them, touch, remember. And one day it came into her mind that she should see her belongings that were there at 46 Marconi Street. She wanted to see them, she wanted to touch them and remember them. After my first visit in vain to Mrs. Dorling's house, I decided to try a second time. When her first visit became fruitless, when she did not get any positive result in her first visit, the narrator decided to visit that place a second time. And she visited that place the second time. Now, a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. When she reached there the second time, the door was opened by a girl who was approximately 15 years old. I asked her if her mother was at home. The narrator asked the girl if her mother was at home. No, she said, my mother is doing an errand. The girl told that her mother was an errand. She had gone for a walk. No matter, I said, I will wait for her. But the narrator said that it did not matter for her and she would wait for her. Dear students, remaining we shall read in the next video.